The first of 15 topics under the subject of mathematics is a brief review of real numbers. The main thing to remember about real numbers is that in the real number system there's usually some kind of a point, which we usually call a decimal point because we work in a decimal system. So if I write a number like 378.256 and I imply that this is a decimal system or I'm working with base 10, what that means, the 3 indicates it's 3 times 10 squared. The 7 indicates it's 7 times 10 to the first power. And the 8 indicates 8 times 10 to the 0 power. Then comes the point that separates the integral part from the fractional part. The 2 at this point would mean 2 times 10 to the minus 1 plus 5 times 10 to the minus 2 plus 6 times 10 to the minus 3 and so forth. Well, we're very comfortable with the decimal number system because it's the one we use most often. However, other number systems exist. One of them is the octal number system. 347.16 octal, base 8. What does that mean? Well, once again, the 3 means 3 times, but now it's 8 squared plus 4 times 8 to the first power plus 7 times 8 to the 0th power. Then comes the octal point, followed by 1 times 8 to the minus 1 plus 6 times 8 to the minus 2. So we see again the separation of the fractional part from the integral part, and the base, or the radix, just indicates to us if we're working with a base 8 system or a base 10 system. And finally, one that's very popular is the binary number system. And in binary numbers, let's say we had 1101 point, that's the binary point, 011 base 2. What does that mean? Well, the decimal, or I guess more precisely, the binary point that separates one from the other would indicate that the integral part, this 1 over here, would be 1 times 2 to what power? Well, as we go from right to left, this is the 0th power, the first power, the second power, the third power. That's 1 times 2 cubed. This 1 in here would be 1 times 2 squared. There's nothing times 2 to the first power. Then we have 1 times 2 to the 0th power. Then comes the binary point, and the rest of it on the other side, there's nothing times 2 to the minus 1. There's 1 times 2 to the minus 2. That's the same as a quarter, or 0.25 in our system. This would be 1/8 in our number system or decimal number system. These would be halves, quarters, eighth, 16th, and so forth. And if you can remember how the number system works, then you'll be in pretty good shape as far as reviewing whatever there needs to be understood in real numbers. All right? We're ready now to go on to the next topic, complex numbers.